Morning, welcome back. Hope you're well. We are possibly the last day of harvest, so we've sort of got it in a bit of a corner now, which is good. Got another probably hour where we are, then we'll pack up and move down to the last job. And I think there's 10 or 15 hectares down there that we'll buzz across, and then she's all over for another year. Weather's warm again, quite windy early. I was sort of going by about, just turning it around. I was going quite early. What are we now? We're about 20 to 9. We were going, I was going about 8 o'clock or 10 to 8, something like that, being so warm. Humidity's still reasonably humid, but anyway, that's alright. Tony's here on the bin. Brendan's down just raking our hay. We've got a bit of lucerne. Did a run around the rice this morning and just juggled a bit of water there. There's a few bays that need a bit of water on them, but generally pretty good. Just trying to get a handle on how much water it's going to use and how much. We've got 2 megalitres being delivered at the moment through our outlet, and whether we need to up that to sort of 3 or what. While it's warm, it is using a bit, but anyway, we can juggle that one out. Just got we're just crossing under a power line, and we've got plenty of room, but it's I sort of hold my breath every time I drive under it. So there is a spinny thing there that's so you can see it. It is quite droopy. I did pull up yesterday sort of close to it and just made sure. We've got the GPS aerial on the roof that's our highest point, so don't really want to touch it if we can help it. So, but anyway, we just got to go to that fence there. So we've got 7 or 8 runs and we're done. So it'll be good to be finished. So we had an early night last night. I had a football meeting, so which I missed the last one, so I thought we'd better go. And we thought we didn't actually realise the wind was going to be up the way it is today, so we probably should have kept going. But anyway, hopefully they don't. If conditions get too rough, the RFS or Rural Fire Service will put a machinery ban on. We'll just have to keep an eye on that. But look, hopefully we can get everything done before the weather gets up too much rougher. We are getting to the end. We actually pulled up for a few hours and it worked out pretty well actually. Our eldest daughter had a presentation day in at the school, but we pulled up with the weather. It got pretty windy and it was hot, and actually talking about the fire danger index, it was sort of around that 35. There was a bit of a change come through. There's actually another one coming through. There was a thunderstorm, so we didn't get anything out here, but once it came through, the wind did drop off. It's slowly picking up again. So we've got 3 or 4 runs here, and then we'll pull the pin. We're finished anyway. So I've got little paddock at home, 10 hectare paddock at home that I need to go and have a look at. We had heaps of different bags of seeds and that sort of stuff that we just chucked in the air seeder back at sowing time, and sowed it just so the rats and mice didn't make a mess of it, and just to clean a bit of stuff up. So just need to go and have a look at it and just see how much grain's there, because it's probably maybe a good way to clean the paddock up too. So we might be finished shortly, we might not be, but if we are, we haven't got a hell of a long plan. So this sort of stuff's yielding about 3 tonnes, so we're buzzing over, and I'm doing 9 kilometres an hour, so we're buzzing over it pretty quickly. Tony's just saying they're just keeping it all on farm here. It's a big dairy farm where we do a lot of contracting work, so Tony's just headed down with the truck to just put it in the silo at the dairy. And look, the chaser bin's about full here. I should be able to hold with what's in the header, and I'll top that chaser bin up. We should be able to get all what's left here, and we'll be done. Morning. Harvest for 2023 is all done. So Brendan actually, he did that little 10 hectares yesterday. I just
went for a drive. Had to go to Shepparton, did a bit of Christmas shopping and a couple other jobs, so it's about an hour's drive from us. So yeah, and what else we do? Yeah, brought a bit of gear home and packed a bit of stuff up. We got the baler on the big tractor. Actually had to go up baling this morning, but the moisture was a bit high, so pretty cool night. Well, it's cool night, and it was a fair dew. So yeah, that didn't happen. So yeah, one of the boys can jump on that when we get going. So I've come out the back this morning just as 2 mobs of ewes that have got to have the rams taken out of them, and a few lambs that may need marking, and another little mob we've got here, and we've got stuck. So no point hiding it, might as well now that I've cooled down. Yeah, just the yards are just here and the ewes and lambs are right here, and I just thought I'll sneak up past on the headland, and under this where we've been feeding out hay is just rotten. So Barry's just living his best life there. Had a bit of a scratch around with the shovel, but anyway, I've had to call for help. So it was only about 10 to 7, so at the time, it's a bit later now, but yeah, I rang Sarah, she's going to come around. The boys are still 3/4 an hour away, so Sarah's going to bring a snatch strap round in the car, and once she puts young Molly on the school bus, and hopefully we can, yeah, it'll come out backwards with a bit of luck. But yeah, straw's packed down pretty well, but it's just, yeah, rotten wet underneath, and so I'll just have to cool my jets for half an hour, and yeah, just delays everything. Anyway, that's the way it goes. The big boss to the rescue. I'll just set you up out here. Traction controls and fucking all this other fucking bullshit.
Pardon? Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Okay, coming. Well. Come back a bit more. Yeah. What would it do with the floor or not? Only an hour and a half after the fact, but anyway, these things happen. Already done one mob, we'll run these in, it only takes a minute to do, so anyway. All's not lost. Just up checking the rice. Yeah, still getting a bit of a handle on the water use and that sort of stuff. We had a couple of bays that were a bit down on water, so we'll just sort of up the water rate. Gonna have a bit of a shuffle around here and start and run a bit of water into the pivot dam, and yeah, I'm gonna put sort of 30 mil on the irrigators, a few lambs through the fence there, the little fellas that we bought in shore, so they seem to settle down alright. They're a bit, whether they've not long been weaned or what the go was, but they a bit of want to try and get all over the farm. Anyway, they seem to have settled down, so yeah, this is the very top bay in the whole sort of system, so we'll chuck this door in and lock this up for a day or two, and yeah, then we'll yeah, divert it down further. Corn's growing. We're supposed to spray this. It might have to be. We've run into the weekend. We might have to actually do it today before it gets too much taller. Yeah, we need to get this nutrient spray on it. But yeah, it's yeah, flying along. This is a little gizmo we use to put urea in the channel. So what we'll do is we'll just drop a Volca bag with the telehandler in the top there, and then it's got a little auger in the bottom of it, and I think it's actually a windscreen wiper motor that runs it, and then we've just got a couple of batteries here with a solar panel, and yeah, it's as simple as that. It's not you can change the sprocket size, the little sprocket size on the motor, but generally it's yeah, it just is what it is. So I can't actually remember how much it puts out, so I'll have to yeah, I'll bring a bucket down and we can run a bit into a bucket and give it away and just do a rough calculation of what it's got. But corn's got good colour, but yeah, we're still supposed to have another 150 kilos of urea yet, so yeah, we sort of just missed the boat a little bit. It sort of got a bit big on us, and as I've spoken about, chucking it out over the top, the urea sort of sits in the plant and can burn the plant a bit, so we're sort of hoping we might have got another shower of rain just to help wash it in, but yeah, it didn't happen in the end. So but anyway, it's yeah, wouldn't have said it was lacking it just yet, but yeah, we'll try and get it on with next watering. So we'll do it over the next 3 or 4 waterings, just put a bit on it. So but yeah, hopefully that should all work all right. Alright, so we've just done a decontamination on the boom spray, and if I haven't, well, we'll run over it with what we do with it, but what we get is obviously some crops are sensitive to different chemicals, so especially like, for instance, if you were spraying like a cereal, say, for instance, or even the rice, for broadleaf weeds, you don't want to then roar in and spray, say, canola with that chemical still in the boom spray. So what we do is we put a how I do it, we've got a product here that we put in and essentially fill the lines and everything, the induction hopper, the lot, with that product, and just let it sit overnight, and then we'll clean all the filters. Liquid chemicals aren't so bad, but where you can run into trouble is with granular, and you know, a bit for an example, if you've got a front loader washing machine like we do, and you tip the powder in the little tray, and then you'll do a wash, you go to do another wash, and you've still got a bit of that powder from the last wash in that little tray. This is essentially the same, so you'll get the granular or powder that won't dissolve properly, and it'll sit in the bottom of the filters or in the spray lines and that sort of stuff. But then when you go to spray the next crop, you might use a chemical, and it'll actually, could be anything, but insecticide's very good for it. It'll actually pull that powder and that out of the lines, and then you're putting that on the next crop. So it's all right if you get into a crop where the crop's not sensitive to it, but if you know, a group B chemical is a good one onto canola, very good at killing canola, doesn't need a lot of it to kill it. So yeah, that's why we've just got to be pretty careful going from one crop to the next with chemicals, and what we do. So we sprayed the rice last time with a liquid just for the broadleaf in it, and the grasses. So we sort of need to, if we put that chemical on the corn, it'd kill the corn. So that's why we do this decontamination. It's not a big job, but it's a necessity. We've got to do it. We just got to, and yeah, sort of hygiene on that sort of thing's pretty important. So yeah, so I've just got the pump running here. I've just done that from, did it yesterday. This nutrient I spoke about, so we've got a high load phosphorus and zinc. So we're going to put that on a 10 litres of product to the hectare, plus 100 litres of water, and then we've got some molybdenum here. Now, soil tests come back to say that it was low on moly, so same thing. We only need sort of 250 mils of this stuff. So I've never really dabbled in any of this stuff, so it's a bit of a learning curve. But the guys tell me the bottom wall of zinc definitely won't, the phosphorus won't burn the leaves or the moly. So if it was nitrogen, UAN, yeah, it sort of will, you'd get a bit of leaf burn. So I'm a bit worried. The crop's got a bit tall just looking at it, but anyway, I'll drop the front weights off the tractor here in a minute, so we're not sort of knocking it around any more than what we need to be. So yeah, hopefully the plant's still flexible enough that we're not busting it off at the ground, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a pain in the backside. So anyway, I sort of haven't got anyone close out handy with a self-propelled spray to go over the top of it, so yeah, we'll just have to do the best we can with what we've got. Oh, this is less than ideal, but anyway, it's going to work all right. I think we've got the boom right up above the crop. I'm actually steering it because we've got pretty fine tolerance from where just with the wheel spacing, so we're just outside the two rows. I'm essentially just lining the row up with the little emblem in the middle of the bonnet. So yeah, a little bit of overlap on the screen here, but bugger all, it's not going to matter with this stuff. So but yeah, well, once we get the water on it, well, I was going to leave it another couple of days, but looks like it's starting to want to drink. So we'll yeah, we might either fire it up tonight or yeah, get it cracking first thing in the morning. We'll just see. But yeah, it is kicking along pretty well, this stuff. It sort of caught me on the hop a bit, as I said. So anyway, we'll make it work. It's not the end of the world. Alright, we got the water running, filling the channel here under the corn. So I've just brought this bulker bag down. It's a tall bulker bag. They're dangerous things at best, these things to use. You're always hanging them above something, but yeah, it sort of tipped over on the back of the forks, and then of course it tore a hole in it then. So I had to bring the other tractor down to stand it up, so we didn't end up with it all on the ground. So I'll just bring a shovel down in a minute. I'll chuck that in the channel. So what I'll do here, I'm going to leave this hanging here. I'm going to open it, and once the level of the bin fills, it should stop, hopefully. So yeah, I'll see if we can set the camera up here and pull the cord and see what it does. bit deceiving that. I didn't think all that would fit in there. So we weighed that. There's about 900 kilos in that bag. So what I'm going to do, I've got a bucket here. I'll start it running. And yeah, just run it into the bucket for a minute, and then that'll give us a bit of an idea. It's, as I said, it's pretty rough, but it's an easy way to get it on when the crop's tall like it is. So yeah, it's just turning away quietly. Whether you can see the urea running in there, there's a little trickle. So we've got a couple of new deep cycle batteries here with the solar panel on it. So fingers crossed they'll get it through the night, and then obviously charge during the day. But what I'm going to do is, if I can do it without getting wet, I'll probably put the camera down, but just going to I'll just time a minute or 30 seconds into the bucket, and then I'll take it home and see what we get, and then we can do a few calculations just to see what rate is going on it. Righto, sometimes I wonder why I do it to myself, but anyway, we seem to be running all right there now. It was just a bit tight for whatever reason, so I had to take the chain off and give it a few turns by hand. It was sort of jammed, but it seems to be freeing up now, so fingers crossed it keeps ticking away the way it is. So we'll try and have a measure and see what it's putting out. Seem to be heaps in there, but anyway, probably 3/4 of a kilo maybe. So anyway, we'll take it home and weigh it and see what we can come up with. I've got our little scales here. I'll have to be quick because the battery on the GoPro's, on the camera's a bit flat. So into there. So about 800 grams or thereabouts. So 800 grams a minute, that is 6/8 of 48, so about 500 kilos, about 50 kilos an hour. So there was about 900 kilos, if I can get it out, in that bin. So it'll do about 18 hours for a bin full. So yeah, that'll work out all right. All right, quick maths. So putting on about 50 kilos an hour. We've got 10 megs a day coming through the wheel, so that's about 0.4 of a meg an hour. So it's about 7 hours to order a bay, so 2.8 megs a bay, and running on the time, it's about 140 kgs a bay. So each bay is about 2.4 hectares, so we're about 60 kilos a hectare. So
If we do this, 3 times, it'll give us our 100 and 180, 150, 180 that we're looking for. It's pretty rough, but it's it should work out all right.
Alright, we might wind this one up. The battery's about flat. A bit of everything again. So we've harvested out of the road, so we're back on general duty. So there's just catching up on a few of these ones that haven't been done for a while. If you're on Instagram, I do put quite a bit of stuff up on Insta. So I think I'm JB_up&downs if you want to see a bit more of what goes on day to day. So I sort of put 2 or 3 posts up on there a day. So if you're on Insta and it's of interest to you, don't use Twitter much anymore, got sick of it. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you give us a like, and we'll see you on the next one. Ta-da.